what's up, Skyball here with Imagination Creation Films, and today we're talking about the Nodo Inertia wheels, the CineShooter Plus, and happiness. So before we get started, a little housekeeping. Kessler sent over their inertia wheels for me to play with and, kind of tweak and have some fun with the CineShooter Plus. So I don't get to keep them, sadly, but they're really cool. But maybe you might want to subscribe. I'm just saying, maybe you might. It's kind of a thing. So let's talk about it. The CineShooter Plus is basically the new version of the CineShooter. It's kind of a mid-model year improvement. It's a little bit quieter. It's got a little better gear set in there now. It has custom colors, if you ask really nicely. It also has a OLED display that you can actually see in the sunlight, and a lot of, all the other fun things that you love about CineShooter, but now just, plussed just a little bit more. Now, one of the cool things that I really like about this, because I used a Gearhead on a shoot a while back, about 6 months ago, and I loved it. I had not really gotten to use a Gearhead for purpose, just mostly for play. And I fell in love. And then I remembered that, the CineShooter actually works with the inertia wheels from Nodo. So I asked, and they sent over and said, sure, yeah, you can play with them. Now, let me show you how cool this is. Connecting it up is super easy. You just take the little receiver and you plug it into the control port on the CineShooter or the CineShooter Plus, power up your Nodo wheels, put this into inertia wheels mode, and you're up and running. And this is really cool. It's very smooth, and it can run as fast or as slow as you want. What I really like about the inertia wheels is how customizable they are. So up here, you have a couple of settings. You have P speed and T speed. What that is the speed at which this wheel translates to this. So right now it's set to 1 to 120, which means one revolution of the CineShooter would be 120 revolutions of this. So that's really slow, but you could, if you wanted, take that all the way down to, here's 1 to 2, which means it's moving a lot for a small amount of travel. I actually like it to be just about 120 because it's super, super smooth. The other thing you can do is tap these, and now you have mass. And the mass is how heavy this wheel feels, because there's motors in here that fight you. So when you turn this down, now I can literally just wiggle it super easy, and you could kind of find this in between. It feels like, honestly, it's probably close to, this is a 0 pound weight. And then each time you add one, this is like a 10 pound. So if you were trying to grab something 10 pounds and try to rotate it really fast, there's some mass to it. There's that, an object in motion to stay in motion. Science is real, folks. The other thing you can do is the drag. So if we set this down to 0, now this free spins, we can put drag on it. And now when I let go, it kind of just comes to a stop really quickly. But if I were to turn it all the way down, it's gonna spin as long as I go. If you put the mass on it and start it, it's gonna just keep going. So using both of these together, with the mass, we do it and it comes to a pretty quick stop. It's a combination that you can do. But the beauty of this is, let me just put it back to this little reality that I like to call the center of the screen. So now we can just kind of draw if we want. Maybe get those circles. And then we can just kind of trace and go over here. And the beauty of this is you can do those cool moves like send it going and it just zooms off and it does it, and you can control that stop right about there. It's so smooth and so nice, and I absolutely love it. But wait, there's more. There's so much more control in the inertia wheels themselves to allow you to inject a bunch of cool stuff. First off, we go to the dashboard, which is just in the menu. We can go into the effects dashboard. We can actually add in some shake, so some camera shake. So let me just turn up the speed. You can see the speed is on the right, and then the scale is on the left. If you look here in the middle, this is what we're doing. So if I increase the scale, now you can see the little wiggler in there inside the pan and tilt. But look at the camera. The camera's kind of going everywhere. It's throwing and shake. Now, that's a little absurd. We don't need that much movement because, I mean, even our camera guy, as much coffee as he's had today, you know, we're not gonna subject you to that. And we'll just turn down the speed. And so now you can see there's just a little bit of motion in there, and it translates on here. And we'll just go a little bit more scale so you can kind of see it move. But now you have, while you're using your inertia wheels, you have a little bit of a handheld feel in there as well. So you have this complete and total control, but you still have this human element to it. Let's turn this down. Let's go back. So another cool feature that you can do in here is you can record moves, kind of like you can record keyframes on the CineShooter. You could control your performance over and over again. So you can go into the menu, go down to record and play. We can enter record mode. Now it's ready to go. Now we just hit start recording, and I can just do a simple little up, over, down, and then we'll go back over to the center, and we're gonna end recording. And now we can go back to 1. You see it's a 12-second move, and now we can play the move. And then it redoes exactly what we want. If you want that handheld shake in there, it will capture that handheld shake as well as it goes back in and it replays your move. It's truly amazing. It's really cool, all the things that it can do. Another cool thing you can do in the effects dashboard, if you go down to effects, is you can change the handheld from floating, which is, you know, a pretty good camera guy, to Jittery Joe here, or aggressive shake. That will send it on a tailspin, but it's pretty cool. And you can, of course, adjust all your parameters in there. It's truly amazing what you can do with the Kessler CineShooter Plus, the Nodo Inertia wheels, and so much power all in these devices. But if we just push this to the side for a moment and talk about this, you could do so many axes. It's been the heart of my Frankenrig system forever. You could do up to 32 axis with these systems now by just stacking them in Kessler Chaos. It's truly remarkable. I bet if you go to KesslerCrane.com and tell them Scotty sent you, and maybe sing a little of that Kessler roll song, they might give you a little bit of a discount too. I don't know for sure. I have to believe that the power of that song is so good that, yeah, maybe it'll just work for you too. But the Kessler CineShooter Plus, amazing. The screen is amazing. We were using it during the solar eclipse and tracking with it as well. And it is amazing for sure. Well, that's this episode. There's a lot more of these little fun videos that we're going to be doing too, not just like straight on reviews. We're definitely going to be doing more tutorials for sure. If you have any questions, put them down below. I try to respond to all of them I can. Remember to use the affiliate links if you wish to, help support the channel. Or if you really want to support the channel, you can become a channel member. You'll finally be able to be one of the cool kids like these wonderful people. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions.